Hi there, it's Bex from the channel bexbugoutsurvivor series, and I'm going to make use of tin cans as a camp heater or stove. And although these tin cans are littered everywhere, it's a shame to waste them, so let's turn them into 3 different kind of camp heaters come stoves. Now I'm sure wherever you are in the wilderness, you'll find other people's rubbish, whether it's in suburban areas or especially urban areas. You're going to find other people's rubbish, plastic, drinking bottles, tin cans, other people's newspapers all blown away. But other people's rubbish is always a survivalist's treasure. So I want to see what I can do with these. This one I want to make a wood gasifying stove come heater. I have one smaller tin that fits inside the big one, and it leaves, you know, quite a decent size air gap. This one here is a slightly large tin, fits inside the bigger one, and that leaves a smaller air gap, and I don't know which is going to be best, so I'm going to try them all out. All it takes is to get your big tin, turn it upside down, your little tin on, centre it up, and get your Sharpie, and mark out all the way around. So it's on that ring there I need to take out. Now I haven't got any fancy tin snips or machinery. I've got an old pair of scissors that are broken, the tips are broke, and I'm going to make a lot of different little cuts. Now this is going to take a while, so I'll be back to you when I've gone all the way around. Okay, next I want to knock a row of holes, top and bottom of the large tin. And I'm not going to be precise and start giving you measurements. All they are air holes. Top, bottom, and I'm going to knock them through as well in the same fashion. Well, it is a very old screwdriver that I don't need, so I haven't thrown it. I'm using it as a makeshift hole maker. Okay, I've battened some wood, pop it in. I'm hoping this is going to work with pretty green wood. Now actually what I would do is start a small fire in the bottom of this with tissue paper or something like that. I wouldn't start a fire like this, that's crazy, but I just want to give you the gist of it. Now all in all, cobbling that together out in the wilderness without tools, without a drill, without anything like that, that took no more than 10-15 minutes, and that's just cobbling it together with whatever tools I could find. Now another type of heater, get out a shot you, is putting this toilet roll inside there and using the flammable liquid to soak the toilet tissue itself. So the toilet tissue acts as a wick. Now it's best done, I should imagine, in a paint tin or something, you know, so you can reseal the top. See if I can get this out of it in one go without making a mess. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Now I've seen this done with a lot bigger tins than this, and that fits in there a treat. Soak this with flammable liquid. You got yourself a nice campfire, bug out cooker come heater. Now I'm going to have to improvise a sort of a lid for that, otherwise any liquid is just going to absorb away. So I'm going to improvise a lid for that. Okay, I'm just going to fill it full of some flammable liquid, and I think I might have some methylated spirits left over from my old Trangias. And with this tin heater I put my well, I have white spirits here, but you're going to put whatever flammable liquid you have to hand and let it really absorb. That's your wick. Hopefully this little heater is going to burn a long time. Now it's best to have a tin with a lid on so it doesn't absorb all the white spirit. Doesn't have to be white spirit. People will tell you denatured alcohol is going to be the best, and you can see it's taking a hell of a lot. Okay, and here's a much larger tin in comparison to the old beans tin. This is a coffee tin. Again, I can use it to put the toilet tissue in, cram that all the way in, all the way around. I don't know how many it's going to take, but this is going to give me a much larger burn than the little one here. So there's a much larger version of the same thing, and a much larger version of the gasifying wood stove can be made, cobbled together in exactly the same way, with larger tins. And if I give you a little side by side, you know, that's going to give you great bit of cut kit, something like that. This I can throw on the side of my backpack. I can even pre-fuel it like that and put that in as it is, ready to go. It's got a really great airflow at the bottom, and that is really crude. Okay, this is the wax space heater, and what you need, just some tins of your choice. Mine have got lids on. Here's a thin one. It's quite round, you know, it's quite wide, I mean. Taller one but thinner. And all I've done is collect these little jars with wax in. That's still got a hell of a lot of wax in, and I've melted it down. I've just put that in a pan of water until it becomes liquid, and I've collected, don't know if you can see that, but I've collected nearly a whole beans tin there of nothing but wax. Next thing, I've chosen one of my tins and I've started putting cardboard into it, and I'm spiral it in and around, and then I melt the wax over that. And unlike a candle where it burns out in the middle, the whole surface area is going to be one flame. So now all I need to do is to cut some more strips of card. What I want to do is start rolling the cardboard so it creates a little gap between the card where the corrugations are. Just keep rolling. Now this is actually going to make the wick. Need a bit more. Okay, that's going to be really hot, I think. It's not too bad. Plane going over it. I want to get this down them holes in the card. I remember this was a whole tin of wax, and it's cooling down as soon as it hits the card. Right, there's still some more left in there, so I'm going to boil that up. I'm going to let this cool down. A variation on that is, I've called it the wood pulp biscuit, because you can make a little biscuit out of it made out of the wood pulp that originally is kitty litter. And then what I do, once I've got enough, is I run it under the tap. Okay, now I'm going to leave that to swell up a couple of days and dry out, and what happens is it turns into a sawdust, and it's that sawdust that I'm going to put in the tin with the wax. So I'm boiling up some leftover wax in a pan. So this is the wood pellet that's been made down into a dust, and I've got loads of it here. So the melted wax is going to be tipped onto the wood chip or the wood dust, and then I'm doing it in layers. It's going to be difficult for you to see, but it's hardly deep at all. It's enough to cover the bottom. Okay, I'm going to start getting this mixed in. Okay, there's the bottom layer. I could let that set into a little biscuit and keep it there now like that, but I'm going to build this up to the top with more wax, more chippings on top. I'm only doing it a few mil at a time, and that ensures that whatever wax, put a bit more wax in, even more. So whatever wax I've got is completely saturated with this. Now I could actually knock this out and carry it as a little biscuit, a wax biscuit, or as I'm going to do, just keep it in the tin. There you go, that's going nice. Now of course the actual toilet paper itself won't burn down, it's just acting as a wick. So all the heat is going to come from my emergency campfire heater. I like this one a lot. Okay, let's pop the lid onto that, and it's out. And this is the wax candle heater. It's taken a minute or two to light, but now it is lit. I expect that to have a really long burn time. I've just placed a few twigs crisscrossing the top of the tin like that, which will eventually fall in. Oh yeah. And only got a little t-shirt on, so I'm huddled round my little wood gasifying can, and wow, that's working nice. Now on the inside of the can, you may or may not be able to see the gas jets in the centre. and rather than add the wood to the middle of the tin, I just keep crisscrossing and building it up on top. I've got a little bonfire going actually on top there. See our jet of gas. So it is turning the oxygen from the wood into gas, and the gas is getting pumped through them holes. Okay, and this is that wax biscuit, and it's bubbling away. And it hasn't gone out yet. Now, it doesn't burn with a very big flame, but it has been burning a long time. Now the cardboard heater here on the right burns with a much hotter flame. If I was just to sit around that, around a camp, or just have it as a bit of a space heater, that would do me. This one, there is obviously heat coming off it because it's burning with a nice all over pattern flame, but for heat, the cardboard experiment really worked a treat there. But that, I think, will outburn that one there. So for a lot of heat, that, for a long amount of heat, try the wax biscuit. So there's the old wicking paper tin, this time with a screw on lid, and all that is 4 tent pegs. Okay, show you from that way. And my aluminium drinking cup sits quite nicely on there. But it's on, and now it's time to light it up. Okay, I'm ready for the burn test. I don't know if this is going to flare up. Have a little flame there. Let's have a go. Oh, it's going nice. And let's get this straight on. Okay, the time is 34 minutes past the hour. There you go. Water boiling in HD. Can't see anything yet. Okay, there's a roaring boil. And the time is 39 past the hour. There you can see it's a roaring boil, and I've burnt my handle, but I have brought with me a strawberry tea bag. That's in. So that didn't take long at all, and I've also got a lovely little campfire now. I don't need to feed it or tend it. I just need to enjoy this brew. Get my tea towel, pour it into my favourite mug. Like I said, half a cup in the canteen is equal to a mug you'd use at home. Here's mine. Strawberry tea bag. Leave that in. And a campfire. just right. It's all three in comparison. That's the toilet tissue in the tin. That's the wood gasifying tin. And that's the candle wax tin. And this is something I can do out in the field. I collect a newspaper, I find a stream, I soak every single page like that. I find a stick which is long enough, longer than the actual newspaper, and there's no fancy technique to this. I just roll and squeeze, and there's no need to soak the newspaper for very long either. So this is a technique again I can use out in the field. Pull my stick out. Whee, come on, off you come. There you are. There's two little paper logs there. Can't wait to try these out. I really can't. So today we've made the most of what other people would call rubbish, disregarded crap that other people leave behind, and it's a shame that people have to do that in the countryside. But there's no need to let waste go to waste. There's always something you can do with it.